eyesight, the mouth, which are access points to greater desire for proximity. Evidently, things that we see as enticing and beautiful, this brings up a desire to want it. That's why advertisements take advantage of that. Advertising on your phone, your TV, to have you looking and wanting. And the more you look, the more your brain is latching onto that. Say, whoa, I want that. It's so beautiful. It's just so tantalizing. It's so alluring. The eyes, it's opening into your body too. It's opening. Something can easily get into your eye and cause eye irritation, right? My eye right now is not the best right now in information, right? But it's an opening, and the more you keep looking at that person, pictures, videos in general, especially the guys, especially men, women too, but especially men, easily are now their thoughts, their imaginations are being geared towards what else can I get out of this? Heart is pumping, blood is rushing, and your thoughts is running wild. Because one fact that you just can't stop looking. You're not getting your eye under control. All right. So that's one reason why a lot of people fail. Because eyes that cannot stop looking over and over and over again, and will not, they say, "Oh, I'm just looking." No, looking could turn to much more. We know this. Next is conversations. You cannot build anything with anybody, pretty much, without conversations, without communication. Everything runs on communication. Your phone to the internet, communication. Air traffic controller tower to airplanes, communication. The bees in a hive, they communicate. Businesses, the boss, supervisors to the interns, to the entry level employees, communication. Everything works communication. Things break down with communication. Communication is why people get into relationships and marriages. And bad communication is why they divorce. But also communication is why people get into illicit relationships. They are not cutting it off. A person saying things that seem so nice and so sweet and this and this and that, and you get trapped, you get sucked in. All right? And it's illicit. But something about that person just keeps on drawing you back and back and back. And if you don't cut it off, you're going to continue to get deeper and deeper and deeper. Right? The intensity of the conversation and the frequency of the conversation. So your cutoff game is weak with the social media and the phone numbers and the pleasant, so we call it pleasantries. Like, it can be so pleasant when you're going through a rough breakup with your spouse because of your lack of ending the conversation. All right. If somebody at work, either you got to transfer a job, go to another job, or somehow severely limit the conversations, because the conversation will stimulate your imagination and start to pervert your thinking as you're now contemplating, and especially with we tend to want to be around people who we like talking to. And there are a lot of people in extramarital affairs and with side people that have this conversation that, oh my God, this person's just so nice to talk to. Right? So nice to talk to. And there's people that, even though there are people who have great relationships, person nice to talk to, yet for some reason they're still not satisfied enough that this other person has to you're still allowing the other person to come in and talk to them and interfere with what they got going on, right? So because people don't know how to have a cordial conversation with somebody, and it's nice, but not know how to draw the line in the sand. Because someone can have you can meet, so a guy meets a woman and a woman meets a man, and they got somebody already. The conversation is sweet, yet they don't know how to put a stop to it, so that they continue to allow it, and the conversation is sweet, it's nice, it's tantalizing, it's attractive, and you don't know how to stop it. And many people are not meaning for it to go somewhere, but because they keep on prolonging it and not interrupting it, it continues to go further, right? So one thing leads to the next. And of course, people use the argument, well, me and my spouse, we can't talk good. I mean, my boyfriend, girlfriend can't talk good, so the other person be talking so nice. And it's a whole nother conversation. But they use the argument to say, well, this person's talking to me so nice. My spouse doesn't do that to me, so this person made me feel good. So that's why I started to talk, get sweet and flirtatious and whatnot. And one thing led to the next. That's a whole nother conversation. But my point is still there, that the conversation that you find pleasing and appetizing and exciting has led you to that, right? Yeah. But suppose you do go along with that person and start a life with that person, you don't think that relationship is going to end up, you're going to have a conversation that's going to be hard? Same thing with your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, that your partner, that it started out very good. You had good conversations, but eventually you guys started to do life together. Eventually, with the other person, be the same thing. You guys are going to end up having to have some difficult conversations. So either way, whether you're with your main person, you got side people or not, conversations are not always going to be super sweet all the time. It takes work. Always takes work, right? But don't ruin something that's so beautiful and stable because you didn't have the emotional maturity to have the difficult conversation with your spouse, your partner, and then you ran away because to somebody else, thinking that, well, it's too hard, let me go to somebody else where it's easier. It's gonna get hard over there too, eventually. And proximity. The more you spend time with somebody, the more, especially private settings, especially more intimate settings, the more you do that, the less likely you're going to be faithful. It's going to be harder. Little by little, your barrier usually is chipping away. And I make it worse for yourself, especially with people out there who smoke and they drink liquor, and that makes it worse. You're making it harder now. You're losing your inhibition. You're losing your self-control. You're going to environments where music is playing that's super sexually suggestive and talking about all sorts of cheating and whoring around, making it hard on yourselves. Watching movies together, that's obviously everyone's sleeping around with whoever they want to sleep with, making it harder. Proximity, closeness, making it hard on yourself. And obviously, if you're never alone with that person, you're not gonna be unfaithful. Don't be alone. You know that person is alone, and you know it. Severely limit, even better, eliminate all that eye contact, those conversations that you know are not good, and that proximity, that private, super close proximity, cut it off before you keep digging yourself deeper into a ditch and it's harder to come out. All right, y'all. God bless you. I love you.